The following is a presentation of the Belly Up Sports Media Network.
This is the main event.
This is your main event, Mark's Podcast. I'm your first host, lifelong wrestling fan, former radio guy, cat dad, and the one-man hung buck. I am Troy.
Oh my god.
And with me, as always, is the main event collector and figure hunting warrior. He's the WWE Walking Wrestling Encyclopedia and the last real podcaster to my greatest first-generation podcaster of all time. It be Greg. What's up, Greg?
Finally, one I can get on board with.
Yeah, Silas Young, man. Look at that effing mustache.
You put Tom Selleck to shame, dude.
Yeah, right.
And my name is Earl.
Forgot about him. Yeah, that was a mustache and a half, man. I think I can't think of his name now. He's always in a bunch of westerns. He always talks like this, and he's got like a big white mustache.
Sam Elliott.
Yeah, Sam Elliott. He's got another one of them awesome ass mustaches. But
it's like Mick Foley's hero.
Are you serious?
Yeah. Dude, go back and watch like any video of Mick Foley from the side, him smiling. He's doing the Sam Elliott smile.
Wow.
It's especially noticeable in WrestleMania 20 hype video at the beginning.
That's hilarious. I thought his hero was Santa Claus, but whatever. Either way,
you can have two heroes.
Right. Everybody, today we are going back to Ring of Honor. This one was a lot more current, from the year 2017.
And a lot more better. Not that last one sucked, but
yeah, right. This one had consistently more better matches on the card. Uncle Dave was obviously a fan of this one. Go figure.
Every match, 10 stars.
Not quite, but there were.
And this is before he reached 7.
Yeah, I think the first match he gave 7 stars to, wasn't it Omega and Okada?
I believe so. That's a safe bet.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that was the first one. People are like, you said you only went up to 5 stars. Well, I never said that it stopped at 5. It's like, shut the F up.
Then he said it's infinite. To which Brian Last pointed out, if it's infinite, doesn't 7 stars suck?
Yeah, right. Really, it's supposed to be on a 5-star scale. You knew this. You just want to be a douchebag. I know.
Well, actually,
shocker. Yeah. But now this show, though, was actually pretty damn good. I liked it. It was a unique time in Ring of Honor, as most times in Ring of Honor are.
Time in Ring of Honor.
That is correct. Yeah, so we do have quite a bit of news and notes to get to. Obviously, a lot of the news is going to come out of WWE, but there's a little bit of news out of the Indies, a little bit of news out of Impact.
Yeah, Impact's a thing right here still. Dude, yeah. 2023 is still a thing.
Yeah, it's a thing, all right.
How do you sustain?
The people online that sit there and they have they're so much better than everybody else. They just they don't get the publicity. Yeah,
get the hell out.
And they've done the best job of pushing their women's roster. They have objectively the greatest women on the planet wrestling for them right now.
I'll give you Mickie James.
Mickie James is great. Deonna Purrazzo is great. Jordynne Grace is good. Rosemary is okay. Or whatever the hell she's going with. Courtney Rush, whatever the hell.
Taylor Wilde is all the way live. And
yeah,
pretty good.
Right. Yeah. But yeah, I'm sorry.
They're all better than Becky and Rhea and Bianca.
Yes.
And Charlotte, who's probably better than most men.
What don't you get about this? Yes, of course.
Okay. I'm a mistake.
Yeah. But anyway, I guess we should think, before we get into the news and notes for this time period, I think we should thank the sponsor of the podcast here. Today's episode is sponsored by Mahler Bros Golf. We all want to look good on the golf course, but it often comes at the expense of feeling good. Mahler Bros Golf has polos that look good and feel good. With their lightweight and stretchy material that hugs your body, you'll feel cool while looking just as cool. These polos are guaranteed to make you look better, but it's up to you to golf better. On a hot summer day on the golf course, there's no polo that you would rather wear than Mahler Bros Golf signature polos. Mahler Bros Golf has a large catalog of polos with designs for those who want a loud design and others for those that want a subtle and sleek-looking design. They also have fun t-shirts, hats, tumblers, and so much more to make your golfing experience better. Use code BELLYUP at MahlerBros.com for 15% off. I gotta ask, let's be honest, alright? Are your polos getting outdated and dingy? I know for a fact that mine are. I've wore them way too long and way too much. It's time to get new ones that'll make you stand out on the golf course. Don't wait to try out your new favorite golf apparel. Upgrade your golf attire with Mahler Bros. Get 15% off at MahlerBros.com with code BELLYUP. That's 15% off at MAHLER Bros.com with code BELLYUP. Turn heads on the course or wherever you wear Mahler Bros polos. Mahler Bros Golf. Look good, feel good, play good. And now we're going to take our first break. On the other end of this, we're going to dive into all the news and notes. Follow the Main Event Marks at Facebook.com/Main Event Marks Pod, on Twitter at Main Event _Marks, and on Instagram at Main Event _Marks and at Main Event Collector. Get ready to rumble! In your new Main Event Marks merchandise, we've got t-shirts, hoodies, masks, hats, stickers, pins, and much more on our Redbubble store. That's maineventmarks.redbubble.com. You can also pick up some awesome clothing items with the latest updated show graphics on our Bonfire store. That's bonfire.com/store/main-event-marks. Support your favorite retro wrestling podcast and pick up some cool swag on our Bonfire and Redbubble stores. That's maineventmarks.redbubble.com and bonfire.com/store/main-event-marks.
By God! Somebody's interrupting the Main Event Marks! Sit down, JR. It's just me, Kyle Sullivan, aka Shaggy Von Doom, your host of Here in Puckburg on the Hockey Podcast Network. I know, a hockey show on the Main Event Marks. Who would have thought? This is an invasion angle. Somewhere between the Nexus and when WCW tried to invade WWE, somewhere in there. But I'm over here just telling you that one half of your tag team champions over here, Greg, he told his story of his love for the game of hockey over on my show. And if you'd like to hear that story, all you have to do is search Here in Puckburg wherever you get your podcast or on YouTube. In the meantime, Shagamania's got to go run wild on some other hockey show. So, just remember, quote the Raven, nevermore. Take your vitamins, say your prayers, and oh yeah!
The Main Event Marks are available wherever you get podcasts and on YouTube. Find all of our links on our link tree at linktr.ee/Main Event Marks. Hey, we're back!
We're back.
If you're tuning into a wrestling podcast to hear about wrestling and you want it gimmick and politic free, you probably want the same out of your products. Are you ready to ditch the gimmick coffee? Coffee Brand Coffee is fresh roasted to order using only the highest quality coffee sourced direct from farms around the world. They've got bagged coffee as well as K-Cups. Not into coffee? Well, they've got great teas and cocos as well. At Coffee Brand Coffee, their head coffee roasters have mastered the art of unlocking flavors hidden inside their beans. Each batch is custom crafted and curated to accompany unique flavor profiles. Click on the link in the podcast description or go to coffeebrandcoffee.com and use our special promo code MAINEVENT, all one word, at checkout to get 5% off your order. That's coffeebrandcoffee.com and use the promo code MAINEVENT to save 5% at checkout. I got one this week.
Well, let's give him a twofer.
Oh, yeah.
It's 4 o'clock somewhere, right?
Not here, but yeah. Hey, all y'all in England, this is to you. It's like 7 o'clock over in the UK right now. Y'all can send me a picture of your box to prove it. But anyway,
I would take Scary Spice. Thank you.
Wow. I'll take Posh. I got into a discussion with a mutual friend of ours the other day about that. I don't know where the hell that came from. he texted me. He was like, "Who's the hottest Spice Girl?" I'm like, I don't know their names. I'm like, I don't know. Like the Beckham one. He's like, "Oh, that's Posh," and he's like, "No, she's like the least attractive." I'm like, "What?
Yeah, I would agree with that.
You think she's the least attractive out of all of them?"
I do.
Oh man, I don't know. I've always had a thing for Victoria Beckham. Mel B though, Scary Spice. She's probably. I said she's my number two. The other one, I have no idea who the other ones are because I don't think they did crap all after the Spice Girls.
You know, the red hair one's going to be in the Gran Turismo movie.
Oh really?
I believe so.
Wow.
Yep. I think that's what I saw in the trailer.
Well, there's some chick now that goes by the name Ice Spice, and I'm like,
That sounds like a crackhead.
yeah.
Ice.
I was like, is she supposed to? I was like, is she the daughter of like Mel B or something? Because she's black.
Oh, she's I was gonna say she's the daughter of Vanilla Ice.
Good Lord, dude, that would be hilarious if it was like the daughter of Vanilla Ice and Scary Spice. Then it would be Ice Spice.
She has taste.
Yeah. Hey, that's a handsome man right there, Mr. Bob Winkle, whatever the hell his name is. What Van Winkle or something? Is that his last name?
I know it's Van Winkle, yeah, but I don't know his first name.
I'm pretty sure it's Bob or Robert or whatever the hell.
I just thought his legal government name was Vanilla.
Good Lord.
Vanilla Van Winkle.
It's Robert Matthew Van Winkle. And you want to talk about you can't get a whiter name than that right there, man.
Van Winkle.
Yeah. What's your first name? Bob. Yeah, that's white. What's your last name? Van Winkle. Even whiter. That's like
there's a MMA trainer. His name's Mike Winklejohn.
I've heard of him. First time I heard
real
that,
name.
Like, is that a real name?
Winklejohn. It sounds like something you do it when you're at the urinal.
Good God. Like, you better be a badass with a name like that.
Or just a tough guy that can take it.
Yeah, right. All right. Anyway, let's get into the news and notes here.
That is correct.
Shut the fuck up, Dave.
Everything that guy just says bullshit.
We are going with a little bit of Dave on this one, so that might be correct. We're starting right off with depression, man. It's an old.
Yeah, I know. I'm
staple.
talking to you.
Yeah, well, it's an old staple of the podcast. WWE did a nice job saluting Bobby Heenan on Raw after the Hall of Famer's death this past Sunday, September 17th.
I think I was at that show. I think it was in San Jose.
That sucks. Yeah, at an NXT live event in Lowell, Massachusetts on Thursday night, September 21st, they also honored the Brain with a 10-bell salute.
That was a huge part of my childhood dying right there.
Yeah, right. I remember.
I kind of feel bad because I spent most of my childhood hating him, which I guess it means he was doing his job, but...
Yeah, right. He'd probably be like, "Oh, well, thank you. You made me a lot of money." Well, I still remember when he had to memorialize Gorilla Monsoon on Nitro. That sucked.
that tore me up.
Yeah.
And then in his Hall of Fame speech, he said that's the only thing that was missing was Gorilla.
Right. That's true, man. Him and Tony Schiavone made a really good team, I thought, in WCW, but, I mean, you don't get more iconic than Gorilla and the Brain. I'd say the backup.
Not even Jerry Lawler and Jim Ross were as good as them.
Yeah, right.
They're a solid number 2, though.
I will say, a backup to the Brain, I did like the team of Gorilla and Jesse Ventura. That one was pretty iconic.
It's Gorilla.
Yeah. That's the reason I liked it. I just like the way he always say Gorilla.
If you ever go back and watch WrestleMania 1, I don't know why you would. He calls him Gino throughout the whole show.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, he switches back and forth like various times too. Like sometimes he'll call him Gorilla, sometimes he'll call him Gino. He did on the wrestling album, I think is what it was called. If anybody had that, it was like the very first cassette tape. I'm dating myself here. I think it was also a record. Yeah, it came out, I think, a record and a cassette tape. of like wrestling themes and music and stuff.
Just making up words now.
Right. Between the songs, they would go to Jesse Ventura and Gorilla Monsoon. And every once in a while, he'd call him Gino. It's like, I think he was the only guy that could get away with calling him Gino on the air. But,
damn it, pal, his name's Gorilla.
Yeah, right. His name wasn't even really Gino, but it was just like a nickname. So, it was funny, though. Either way, this one is, well, we'll see where it goes. Goldberg is still not ready to close the door on coming back for another run in WWE, as told to WWE.com in an interview celebrating his debut 20 years ago. Quote, ask your boss. Hey, man, never say never, dude. Stranger things have happened. I did sit for 13 years and then suddenly appear back in the ring. Let's just say it ain't gonna take nearly the effort to get me ready again that it did last time. So I'll see you on the rebound for damn sure. End quote. Yeah, he'd be back quite a bit. What was the one where he took on Roman Reigns? Was that a SummerSlam? I forget now.
No, it was. Did he ever wrestle Roman? He was supposed to, but they didn't have it because it was the pandemic mania. They pivoted to Braun. I don't think that match happened. Did it happen?
Yeah, WrestleMania 35. I don't know. Or wait,
35 was Roman and Drew McIntyre.
Okay, so this was Universal Champion Roman Reigns defeats Goldberg. I see the match here.
It must have been a Saudi show. I don't really
Elimination
remember those.
Chamber.
Was it in Saudi Arabia?
Yeah, no, Roman Reigns. Yeah, okay. This Roman Reigns defeats Goldberg. This was the Saudi Arabia one from last year.
I don't really ever remember those shows, honestly, unless they're really good.
Didn't you say the last one was pretty good?
It was. Yeah.
What one was that?
Seth won the world title.
Yeah, like
and then Roman. Oh, it was Night of Champions. Is that what you're asking?
Okay, yeah, right.
Okay.
Yeah, there you go. But yeah, so Roman Reigns or Goldberg does come back and have a few more big matches. That one against the Undertaker in Saudi Arabia, man. Woof.
Just goes to show you that neither one of them should have been wrestling.
Yeah, right. The Undertaker had to carry his ass. And you could
while carrying his own limp ass.
Yeah, right. You could see the look on Undertaker's face throughout the match was just like, damn. It was like he was wrestling a rookie or something. And I think it was a combo of like Goldberg knocked the crap out of himself, and he said it was like extremely hot, so he was like not in his right mind with that because he was sweating so much.
You were from Atlanta. You'd think you'd be used to the heat.
Yeah, there. I'm sure there's a difference between Saudi Arabia heat and Georgia heat.
That's exactly what I said when I went to Las Vegas, man. There's a big difference between a California summer and a Vegas summer. Hell no.
Yeah. You don't want to go in the middle of the desert. That's for sure. But
it's kind of like when I tell you it's cold here and it's 60 degrees and you're like laughing at my ass.
Yeah, I'm like, dude, it's single digits out here, man. But speaking of comebacks, SmackDown General Manager Daniel Bryan made no secrets of his desire to return to wrestling, with his wife Brie giving her blessing based on what they believe will be a clean bill of health after a new treatment for brain injury he's been undergoing. You could just took the brain out, operate on, and put it back. Why did they just do that? Yeah, exactly. Good God. When Ring of Honor COO Joe Koff, real name, was asked about Bryan.
Joe Koff?
Yep.
How's that last name spelled? I'm just curious.
Koff.
Not even close to what I was thinking. Okay.
Yeah. He was asked about Bryan. He said, quote, well, I don't think it's any secret, and all the previous ROH wrestlers know that they are always welcome back in Ring of Honor. This is their home, so to speak, end quote. Daniel Bryan retweeted the interview and said, quote, interesting read. There you go.
2023, he's technically kind of there.
Yeah. Has he ever actually had a match in Ring of Honor since old Big
Not
Papa
to my
Tone
knowledge.
bought it? Okay. Yeah.
Well, actually, he did. I'm going to get it corrected. Don't worry. I don't watch this current Ring of Honor product. Sorry, folks.
Right.
I refuse to watch this because the old one was so great. I'm not going to diminish my memories of it. Like watching ECW on Tuesday nights for WWE.
I don't know, man.
Memory, mind you.
I don't know, man. I've heard this one is pretty damn good. Some people are saying it's better than the
pay-per-views I've enjoyed. I watched those. Maybe I kind of lied just then, but
yeah,
I did watch the pay-per-view.
I heard a lot of people saying
I messaged you during. I'm like, how is Tony Khan running this and AEW? Because this has been so good.
Yeah, you had texted me, during one of the, it wasn't too long ago, you were watching Ring of Honor, and you said it was like night and day.
I think that was the event, the pay-per-view, because I haven't watched the show, any of the shows, but the pay-per-views I do watch.
Do they have weekly shows now?
I believe it's on Thursdays. They tape it from the Impact Zone, I believe.
Wow, really?
And I want to say someone said they recorded an episode with Collision this past week. Huh. Not to show how dated or in the can we are, but...
Good grief. Oh, how about that? What does it air on? YouTube?
No, I think it's Honor Club, is it called?
I didn't even know that was still a thing. How about that?
They should just cancel Rampage and make that Ring of Honor, but...
Yeah, right.
They're afraid that might get some views or what?
Maybe. But staying with possible comebacks, when WWE split its brands, Paige was drafted to Monday Night Raw's roster. Suspensions and neck problems have kept her off television for over a year now, however. Now that she's on the comeback trail, having made her way to the Performance Center to begin training for her return, WWE is gearing up for promotion for it. According to the latest Wrestling Observer newsletter, there's a storyline in place to bring her back to TV, and she is tentatively scheduled to come back to SmackDown Live. With Asuka set to join the Monday Night Raw roster, perhaps WWE believed that the blue brand needed some depth. She'll join Natalya, Charlotte, Becky Lynch, Naomi, Carmella, Tamina, and Lana if that is indeed the show that she ends up on. I don't remember.
I don't either.
I can't remember what the hell happened. She wasn't back for long. Didn't she? Yeah, she started a new faction with Mandy Rose and Sonya Deville. I don't remember what the hell they were called.
All the Way Live.
Yeah, you ain't kidding. Can't remember what the hell the name of the group was, but either way, yeah, that
wasn't it the one they got canceled because it was like a porn video or something or thing.
No, that was the Submission Sorority. That was her, Becky and Charlotte, I think. Yeah, and then because it was Team PCB after that.
Well, that was original.
Yeah, Paige, Becky, and Charlotte. Like, you couldn't come up with anything better than Team PCB. Like, what does that even mean? Obviously, it's initials, but it's stupid.
Shut your mouth.
Paige isn't back for long. She'd get horse kicked by Sasha Banks right between the shoulder blades, and that F's her neck up pretty bad again. Yeah, not good.
Not good. Believe me, not good.
But yeah, now she's back wrestling full-time in AEW. But sticking with the WWE women's roster, the 4 Horsewomen versus 4 Horsewomen feud is still planned, and per the Wrestling Observer, multiple different ideas are being thrown out right now.
Yeah, about happen. That.
Yeah. Like, well, Dave, Dave would say #plans change because it was going to happen, and then they changed it to go against him, make him look dumb.
Yeah, that's a hard thing to do.
How dare you disrespect the good goddamn name of Dave Meltzer? All right.
Well, actually,
yeah, he's let's that too. Let's just say he's full of crap, everybody. But either way,
everything that guy just said
is bull crap.
Everything that guy just said is bullshit.
But don't be surprised if Charlotte wins the SmackDown Women's title at Hell in a Cell and gets a big baby face push now that she's back and has the goodwill from the situation with her dad's health issues. I don't remember off the top of my head.
I think that happens. Is that the one I'm at in Sacramento? I don't remember.
Hell in a Cell 27. Wow. Was there a Hell in a Cell in 2017? Not finding it. Oh, there we go. Why didn't that come up? Anyway.
Oh, that was the one.
That was the one in Detroit.
Okay.
Charlotte did beat Natalya via DQ, so she did not win the title. This is an odd card, man. You got Kevin Owens and Shane McMahon as the main event in a Falls Count Anywhere Hell in a Cell match.
Put a hat on a hat.
Bobby Roode and Dolph Ziggler, Jinder Mahal and Shinsuke Nakamura, Baron Corbin versus AJ Styles versus Ty Dillinger. Man, it's all kinds of weird. But I think this is the one that started out with the tag team title, Hell in a Cell. It was Usos and New Day. I remember that one being awesome.
Dude, that is one of the greatest tag matches I've ever seen.
Yeah, wasn't that
It
the
was
one
phenomenal.
Not the one where they like had colored stripe crap around like kendo sticks and whatever.
Yeah, I think so. They're like Mike and Ike's.
Yeah, it was funny. And then they like jammed him in the corner of the cell to like hold Xavier Woods.
Yeah, I thought that was clever.
That was funny. But yeah, so basically, when it comes to that report, we've got to say hashtag plans changed, though. You know, it's
so everything he said.
Right? Bull crap. Yeah.
Everything that guy just said is bullshit.
Anyway, the word going around is that Shayna Baszler has officially signed a contract with WWE.
That is correct.
She'd be in soon. But now turning to
her, what is this, 2017? It only took her 6 years to start being relevant. That's great.
Wow. Would she wrestle and start wrestling in 2011 or start fighting in 2011?
No, I meant from 17 to now.
Oh, gotcha. Wow. Hey, I mean, she had a pretty dominant run as NXT champion there for a bit, but I don't know
she
what
did,
that's
but
saying.
It just, I don't know, something didn't ever click when she got to the main roster.
Nobody cared, bro.
They really didn't. Even though she's a legit badass, and I personally think a better wrestler than Ronda Rousey, but whatever. Just doesn't have the name of Ronda Rousey.
Yeah, that's you know, an arguable point you got there. But now turning to someone who may not be coming back soon, Hulk Hogan's been inducted into the WWE Hall of Fame, but even though he's still one of the names that most people associate with pro wrestling, he remains persona non grata with the biggest wrestling company in the world. Hogan does say that he understands why the company cut him loose, but again, it's not because he'll say that he did something wrong. Quote, I think they did what was best for business. They were worried about losing sponsors and network support, end quote. Asked if he thinks that if WWE will bring him back, Hulk tells TMZ's Harvey Levin, quote, I'm not sure. Yeah, I mean,
I'll save you the thought. He does come back.
Right. There was no chance, unless he like murdered somebody, that they were not going to bring back Hulk Hogan. Come on.
I do understand the sponsored thing and all that. I get it.
Right. And I understand.
Even though people have done far worse.
Right. I understand people being upset with, what he did and said and whatever. I get it. Like, I'm not saying I don't, but he's one of the biggest stars in the history of pro wrestling. Like it just said here, most people associate him with pro wrestling. So the chance of him never coming back were like none. There's no chance that they were never going to recognize.
Imagine the NBA telling Michael Jordan he can never appear in an NBA game again because he did something. Can you imagine that?
Yeah. Well, the thing that got me was they like started acting like he didn't exist. Like they started cutting him out of crap like he was Chris Benoit. Yeah. Like, dude, I get it. He said some bad words, but God.
Yeah, but that's like the key is what you said. He said something. He didn't kill anybody.
Right. Like he said some naughty words. Like I'm sure some people had their feelings hurt. And like I said, I'm not saying I don't sympathize with that. I get it, especially if you grew up idolizing this guy and then
especially if you're black and grew up idolizing him.
Yeah, right. Like I get it. I do. But like, dang, man, to act like he's, a criminal or something. Like, good Lord. Either way, the Wrestling Observer is reporting those within WWE are saying that Vince McMahon did not blade before he went out for his headbutt by Kevin Owens, so no blood was planned. It just happened. Just a happy accident. Tell. Yeah. Owens headbutted the snot out of him, man. Like, damn. I mean, whatever. You get it in, man. But I just thought it was funny.
I just love that we're talking about Kevin Owens and a few of the McMahon, and he recently had one with Austin.
Yeah, right.
This does not look like the typical WWE guy. Here he is, like the guy, essentially.
Dude, you want to
He's
talk
not Roman
about
Reigns by any means, but he's still top guy.
right?
Which is hard to believe. Really, Kevin Steen? Okay, I'll take it.
Dude, you want to talk about a wrestling bucket list, pretty much. Like, there it is. Like, he's done it. Got the feud with Vince McMahon. Had a match with Steve Austin at WrestleMania in Texas in a sold out, or at least close to sold out, Jerry's World. He's been the world champion. He was in the main event of this past WrestleMania with his best friend, winning the tag titles. I mean, what more could you ask for, man? I mean, yeah, like you pointed out, he's not the top guy, but
I would say bigger check, but I'm sure he's got that too. So
yeah, I'm sure he's not hurting. All right. And if anybody's seen his wife, he's not hurting there either.
Yeah,
so, good for him.
That guy outkicked his coverage, huh?
You ain't kidding. He's got to have an amazing personality.
By personality, you mean never mind.
Yeah, you know what the Miz talks about on his T-shirts. That kind of personality. Yep. Man, we just talked about Hulk Hogan. Now we came to this. I had forgotten that this happened.
Oh God.
So WWE issues a statement on a Jinder Mahal promo. The
Holy
WWE.
Crap.
You know what I'm talking about.
Do I know you know?
Well, I'll get to it here in a second. The WWE champion was scripted to make several stereotypical jokes about his rival, Japanese superstar Shinsuke Nakamura.
Yeah.
Which prompted the crowd in Oakland's Oracle Arena to chant "That's too far," and left many.
I was there. I don't think I chanted that.
I didn't hear it, but I was watching live. But yeah, I don't know. Anyway, it also left many at home upset by the racism on display, even with the words being delivered by a villain. For a lot of viewers,
a Middle Eastern villain, by the way.
Right. For a lot of viewers, the segment failed to create a distinction between Mahal's fictional character and the fact that people backstage thought it was a good idea to have him say those things. Yeah. Don't blame Mahal for that one. It's like,
let me throw you the twist here. Isn't it usually like the white guys offending people?
Typically. But yeah, man.
We give credit to WWE for branching out and making the Indian guy a racist now?
Yeah, right. Well, hey, they already made the guy of Mexican descent racist, so there's that.
That's right. Yep.
For people that don't know, we get a lot of mentions of this character on the podcast, but it was just so in your face terrible. But Chavo Guerrero changed his name to Kerwin White, bleached his hair out, dressed in like golf clothes, whatever, and said, "If it ain't white, it ain't right."
Yeah, they took not only that, they made him like a happy white supremacist.
Right. And then they thought, well, maybe that's a little too far. So then he started saying, if it isn't Kerwin. Yeah. So he started saying, if it isn't Kerwin White, it isn't right. Because, that's better.
Just, damage done, but whatever.
Right. He's brown. It's okay. Like, good Lord.
It's stuff like this. I started like, why do I watch this?
Yeah. And this is always the crap that, like, your friends and family walk in on,
Yep.
That's why I always like, there's a clip. It was like, you're watching Raw. And it's like, as soon as your mom walks in and it's like, a women stripping down and like mud wrestling and crap.
The headbangers coming out with their huge like Madonna cones.
Yeah. WWE finally gave this. WWE finally gave this statement, quote, and this is just corporate mushmouth speak. So they said, just like many other TV shows or movies, WWE creates programming with fictional personalities that cover real-world issues and sensitive subjects. As a producer,
that's become a WWE form letter at this point.
Yep. As a producer of such TV shows, WWE Corporate is committed to embracing and celebrating individuals from all backgrounds and demonstrated by the diversity of our employees, performers, and fans worldwide. That
while I don't deny that, I think it means nothing when you go and do all the crap you just talked about.
Like, what does this mean? Like, it means nothing.
Everything that guy just says is bullshit.
Like,
it means, hey, on soap operas, people will drop the N word and make mock Chinese people, so we can do it on WWE. That's what it means.
Yeah, it's like, I don't know if that's true, but, whatever. Even if it was true, my thing here is like, just
why do it?
Why? Yeah, and it's like, if you're going to come out with this statement, just don't come out with a statement, because this is literally saying nothing. Like, I've seen so many corporations that's like, oh, crap, we're in trouble. Here, put this out. And it's like, okay, what is this saying? Nothing, but, we spoke. It's like, this is, you might as well just say nothing, because this might be worse.
They issued a statement, dude. They never said the statement was going to do any damage control.
Yeah, that's like I always like when corporations their released statement is, we hear you. Okay?
Might as well say we hear you, now shut the hell up.
Yeah, it's like, I hear a lot of things. Doesn't mean I give a crap about it, but I hear a lot of things, all right? Like, what does it mean? You hear me, so you're going to do nothing, I guess?
Unless it's followed up with and we will stop whatever.
Yeah, right.
Like, well, I don't give a damn if you heard me.
Yeah.
Hey, my dog used to hear me say, don't take a shit on my floor, and he still did it, so there you go. I mean...
You ever see that meme of, like, it's that one, I think it was out of WrestleMania, where Hulk Hogan's, like, flexing, and he's got that look like, "Argh!" And it was, like, my dog looking in my eyes while he shits on the carpet.
Yeah. I do. I've seen that one.
I like there was another one that was like my toddler looking dead into my eyes while he fills his pamper. But WWE
hear us, though.
Exactly. WWE sent out a survey about possible content and features for a premium tier of their streaming WWE Network service. One of the possibilities.
God, that never went anywhere.
Yeah, right. One of the possibilities asked about was Matt Hardy's former employer, TNA, seeing as he still hasn't settled ownership.
Sorry, let me stop you real quick. Why is he the one they list?
Because he came out with a statement about it, and that's actually the second part of this here.
Oh, sorry.
But
sounds weird to me. Matt Hardy, not AJ Styles.
Yeah, right. But seeing as he still hasn't settled ownership of his broken gimmick with TNA's new owners, Anthem Entertainment, even the mention of WWE gaining rights to the material excited Hardy. I bet. He tweeted, quote, looks like hashtag the final deletion, hashtag delete or decay, hashtag total nonstop deletion will be on the @WWE network before you know it. Wonderful. End quote.
Well.
Yeah, well, Matt. Not quite.
You know what gets me? He thinks this stuff's like groundbreaking or something, or great.
It was a novelty.
I can keep it fair. I don't want to see that or the Bray Wyatt cinematic stuff, or even the Darby Allin one for that matter. I don't see any of that.
Right. I will say that warehouse thing that they did with Darby Allin and Sting against Team Taz, it was kind of dumb, but at the same time, I kind of liked it. I don't know, something about it.
Well, we got Will Hobbs on TV, so I was already paying attention.
Yeah, right. Got him on pay-per-views. There you go. Got him a nice check, I'm sure. But yeah, no, I didn't dig any of that. I thought it was all dumb. It was kind of funny at times, but it's one of them like I'm trying to think of a good example, but it's like the Crash TV stuff. Like when they talk about it, it's like, yeah, it's cool at first, but then once you see it, then you don't want to see it again. It's like they're not going to keep tuning in for it. It's like, oh, I seen it, done that, whatever. Because apparently that final deletion or whatever, that one was like it did good ratings, relatively speaking, for TNA.
Do they have a Nelson rating for idiots?
Maybe. But yeah, I don't know. It did okay, but it's one of them where it's like you tuned in to see that stupid crap and then you're done. Like you don't want to see it again. Whatever. I think you and I watched Delete or Decay. That's that one where they brawl out in the parking lot and the dude drives up in the pickup truck and he's like, "Ooh, Matt Hardy."
I remember we watched it because there was like a thing going on that might have been the last ever Impact show. That's when they were like really hurting.
Yeah. Yeah, and everybody was like, "Oh, this Bound for Glory is it. This may be the final one." And then it's like, "Nah, no, they're still here." Then you and I are like,
I mean,
"Damn
good
it,
for
why did
them,
we
but
watch
like,
this show?"
how?
Right. Yeah, and then you and I were like, "Why did we watch this?" Like, ugh, God.
It was
Wasted our
stupid.
time. Yeah, no kidding.
We're the kind of people got to watch out for like suicide attempts because we'll apparently do anything.
Yeah, we've watched a lot of terrible things. So, many of them for this show right here.
Yeah, but I like to think this is informational and educational. That one we just did for fun. Like,
Yeah,
I mean, not
I'll
for
say
fun,
that.
but like attempted fun.
Yeah, right. The WWE's use of the Starcade name is designed to boost ticket sales for the Greensboro, North Carolina house show. North Carolina! And,
Hear that, Grundy?
and specifically to counter the annual WrestleCade festival in nearby Winston-Salem that weekend.
Do they still use it in December for their shows? And how's NXT not using it? We literally, as recording this, the Great American Bash is coming up. So
Yeah, I don't understand that. I figured for sure the NXT would pick up that, but
they use Great
not.
American Bash and Halloween Havoc. So
Yeah, they need to use all of them, in my opinion. But
NXT Super Brawl in February would be cool.
yeah, right. Super Brawl, Halloween Havoc, great. They need to bring back, they already got Great American Bash. They should use Bash the Beach because they made a big deal out of.
I think they did, didn't they? Oh no, that was AEW, right?
Yeah, they made a big stink out of AEW using it, and then they don't use it. And there was a thing there
They
for
use
a while.
War Games, but they don't use Fall Brawl. But
Yeah. Well, there was a thing there for a while where Cody was saying he wanted to get all the WCW pay-per-view names back that his dad helped to develop, whatever, and that never went anywhere.
so instead, if he couldn't beat him, he joined him.
Exactly. Like, well, damn it, I'll just go back. But there's increased talks that Lucha Underground will not be picked up for a fourth season, and the upcoming Ultima Lucha Trace will be the end of the show/promotion.
See our last story, by the way. That's why we watch Bound for Glory.
Yeah. We have never watched a Lucha Underground show. I don't think we ever will.
I'm okay with that.
Yeah. I'm trying to see if they did get picked up. Yeah, I don't know. I
picked up by the local authorities for violating pro wrestling.
Good Lord. The series had moderate viewership in its first two seasons, but the third so it did get picked up for a fourth season. Saw fluctuations in viewership after it was made available on Netflix prior to the fourth season premiere. The series was eventually canceled due to budget concerns. Yeah. Look, I'll say this. From what I've seen of it, it wasn't all crap, but, you had to dig through the crap to get to the good stuff. Io Sky was there. She was in a group with was like her, Kairi Sane, and someone else. I can't remember, another Japanese girl.
Oscar.
And
KUSHIDA.
I don't think it was either. I don't think it was any of them. But yeah, they were
Japanese women. So
they were in a trio together.
It was called Greg Stream. Yeah, I got it.
Either way, they had some decent talent. They had Jeff Cobb in a mask. He was Matanza. It was pretty cool. Pentagon had kind of a rebirth of his character there. They had Johnny Mundo, or Johnny insert name here, whatever the hell you want to call him. And apparently the last
Bastards, what I call him.
Exactly. He bagged himself a winner, but then again, look at them abs, man. I mean, I don't think the women are going to go for that. Come on now.
Oh, I almost want to go for that.
Good Lord. And he had the last season. I didn't watch it, but I was told by somebody who watched it, they had like an infinity gauntlet type thing, and every time they'd snap their fingers, somebody would disappear.
Oh my God.
Yeah, that happened.
I believe
anyway. Yeah, and then they killed the promoter, whatever his name is, some actor that they hired, and then
The promoter.
guy, and then he came back, but like an old man, and he was supposed to be like the father of the guy they just killed or something like that. Like, my God.
I would like to retract my whole thing about never wanting to see this show.
Yeah. Now I'm kind of curious. You've piqued my interest. There was a thing where like Penta was like messing with Vampiro. Vampiro was on like meds to keep himself calm, and finally he stood up from commentary, took the trash can and poured his meds out into the garbage, and then went and took on Penta.
Wow, man.
Yep. As long as they played his effing music, that's all that really matters. When I hear Lucha Underground, I think
You're gonna offend somebody, dude.
oh, I'm sure.
Not that I don't agree with you, but
Right.
I'll land that grenade with you. I hear the same thing.
Yep. But this last story here, or well, last couple of stories, I'm going to end on Impact. This one is from the Indies. I didn't know this was a thing at the time, but have you heard of FloSports?
No, it sounds like an apparel company.
It was like a iPay-per-view streamer, I guess. But apparently, FloSports recently filed a lawsuit in Texas for financial restitution from WWN due to what they claim were misrepresentation of viewership numbers. WWN
is the network, I believe, that was on No Holds Barred.
Seriously?
I think so.
Wow. Well, WWN, the parent company of Evolve, fired back, claiming that the Austin-based company hasn't lived up to their promise to promote shows on their streamer FloSlam service, and told other sources that they plan to file a countersuit. It looked at that time like they would be continuing to do business with each other, including broadcasting recent Evolve shows from Illinois and Michigan, but that will not be the case. Gabe Sapolsky tweeted, quote, FloSlam is refusing to broadcast tonight's Evolve event. We apologize, but this is their decision. Please contact them for customer issues, end quote.
Wow, way to just dump it off on.
I mean, he's not wrong, but it's unclear where or even if fans will be able to watch those events. WWN does still have an internet pay-per-view operation that they use occasionally, which was WWN Live, but getting everything up and running reliably for the shows will be a challenge. Then there's the fact that both companies have told customers that in order to stream these and future Evolve shows, they would need to sign up for a $20 per month FloSlam account.
Get the hell out.
Yeah, so they screwed over the customers by saying, hey, sign up for this and you can get the shows, and then saying, you know what, we're not going to broadcast them shows.
Was this before or after their deal with WWE?
I think it was before, because this might have been the catalyst for it. But then they only showed like what, 1 or 2 Evolve shows. I don't think they're on there
one
anymore.
In Florida when Tyler Bate defended the UK title.
Yeah,
that was in 2017. So yeah, okay.
I watched the one that Austin Theory was in the main event. That was the first time I ever saw Austin Theory. Was at that show actually. So
he'll never do anything.
Yeah, right. That's the only thing I remember. I don't know where it went after that. So we're wrapping up with a couple of Impact stories here. According to Conan, Rey Mysterio could still end up eventually signing with Impact. And as you mentioned, Dominic, his son, is one of the biggest things in wrestling right now in WWE.
Who the hell thought you would ever say those words?
Right. I still don't think he's all that good as far as like in-ring stuff. He's not bad. I just don't think he's great.
All Cody's about to school him as of recording this.
Yeah, it's I still think he's got a long way to go before he's considered like a great,
yeah, but he's got one of the most important parts down.
Yeah, the personality. Yeah, he's a good character. I'll give him that. Yeah, right. Final story I got here. The Wrestling Observer notes that there have been some internal pushback at the idea of another rebranding for Impact Wrestling, but the GFW name appears to be out.
That's probably a good thing.
That is correct.
I will admit I kind of liked the rebranding to GFW because I thought the Impact Wrestling sounded stupid, and I was more than happy for them to do away with TNA. But I don't know, and I like the belts that they had and everything. Those don't really. The too long didn't read description here of it of the GFW thing. So Jeff Jarrett broke off or got fired. I can't remember. From TNA, what
else to do?
Yeah, and he went off and started Global Force Wrestling, and there was a handful of top talents or even mid-card talents from TNA that decided to follow him, and then he got some other names too, and they started running some shows. Never really went much of anywhere, but then Jeff Jarrett made a deal with, I guess, Anthem Entertainment, whatever. And came back and they merged GFW and Impact and decided to stick with the GFW name. It
did sound a little bit more professional.
Right. And they kind of just rebranded everything, did away with Impact. But I feel like this lasted for like maybe 2 months. Do you think that's
I feel like you're right on that.
Yeah.
I feel like it was over before I even realized it was going.
Right. They rebranded everything, and then boom. I don't get it. So let's see. Yeah, after returning to TNA early 2017, by April it was going.
Gone.
Let's see. The rebranding was officially over on October 23rd. Okay, so I guess in late June is when they entered into the agreement. So I'm going to say probably by July they rebranded, and it was over by October. So August, September.
Yeah, we got to go back to the great established Impact brand, right?
Well, yeah, that's where all the history is, man. The final GFW champion, by the way, it was the Global Championship. The final champion was Alberto El Patron. So
yeah, that'd be enough to make me fold too.
There were two champions. There was Nick Aldis, who held it for 547 days, and then Alberto El Patron. And then he defeated Lashley to unify the global title and the Impact World title on July 2nd.
Patron did?
Yeah.
That's way better than Bobby Lashley's call.
Exactly. So the official GFW championship was established in October of 2015, and it was retired on July 2nd, 2017.
Wow. Hell of a lineage, man. That puts the NWA and WWE titles to shame, huh?
Yep. Hey, Cody Rhodes was the final next gen champion. Anyway, that does it for the news and notes. You ready to get into this event?
I am, and I wanted to correct something real quick because someone's going to be like, actually. So the thing on Noel's bar was WTN, not WWN. Okay. Just want to make sure I got that in there.
Gotcha. Yeah, I think WWN stood for the World Wrestling Network, I believe. And they were supposed to be like a parent company, almost like an NWA. But I don't think they had any.
I can see that because I think them, Progress, and Shimmer were all in the same banner.
Oh, okay. I was about to say, I the only one I know of is Evolve. So,
yeah,
I don't know.
Yeah, that stupid chant for Progress. So this is Progress. Like, so what? You're saying it's been crap and now they're making progress? Or what? Do you understand what you're chanting here?
Yes.
I always got a kick out of that. This is Progress.
Man. Yep. What's the WX something or whatever from Germany that WWE has? You know
I know what I'm talking about. I just can't think of the letters.
Yeah. It's WX something, but it's over in, I think, Germany, and that's where Gunter Volta. That's where he came from. So, but either way, we're gonna take our next break. On the other end of this, it's Death Before Dishonor.
Follow the Main Event Marks at facebook.com/Main Event Marks Pod, on Twitter at Main Event _Marks, and on Instagram at Main Event _Marks and at Main Event Collector.
Hey gang, it's Commissioner Cooper of TSS Fantasy. We are the fantasy show of the people. Expert fantasy advice, free contests, leading expert medical and legal analysis, and most importantly, you. Interact with us on all social media platforms or check us out at tssfantasy.com. You can hear us on Spotify, Apple and Google Podcasts, iHeartRadio, and many more. Check out the fun today and be a part of the most interactive fantasy show around. TSS Fantasy, the fantasy show of the people.
Hello, everyone. My name is Ryan McCarthy, and I'm the host of the No Credentials Required podcast. Start your work week with the Monday Drop-In, where I talk about the sports beat in the Capital District, also known as the Mighty 518, as well as Metro New York sports from an upstate point of view. I also give a life lesson from a weekly sports story, so you might learn something from that. I also have a midweek podcast where I interview different sports personalities and talk about a wide array of topics. Take a listen and subscribe on your preferred podcast app, including Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Spreaker, Google Podcasts, Amazon Music, and iHeartRadio. Also check out our social media channels on Twitter and Instagram, BellyUpNCR, and Facebook.com/BellyUpSportsNCR. We're a part of the Belly Up Sports Podcast Network in association with Godzilla Media. No credentials required, where you don't need a press pass to talk sports.
Event Marks are available wherever you get podcasts and on YouTube. Find all of our links on our link tree at linktr.ee/Main Event Marks.
And we're back. It's Ring of Honor's Death Before Dishonor 15. Took place September 22nd, 2017 at Sam's Town Live in Sunrise Manor, Nevada.
Yeah.
That place.
Everyone goes. That's like a tourist destination, I believe.
Right.
Sure.
I couldn't even find it on Google Maps, dude.
Yeah, right. The attendance and the buy rate for this were not published, so I have nothing to go on for that. But commentary for the show is Ian Riccaboni and Colt Cabana. How we open up with this?
You know what? I'm going to bring back something I started a while back and I just completely forgot.
What?
Do you know what the number one movie and song were when this came out? Or do you want to know?
Hit me. I have no idea.
One movie was It.
Part one? Oh, yeah. It had to be part one. Yeah.
The number one song was Look What You Made Me Do. Or, yeah, Look What You Made Me
Look
What You Made Me Do to It. Or by Taylor Swift.
It says "Look What You Made Me Do." Yeah, Taylor Swift. That's I know that one.
Oh, I combined the freaking titles. It was the movie. Never mind. Okay, that's what I'm doing.
Yeah.
Stupid mistake.
First match of the night, though, we get this. It is the ROH World 6-Man Tag Titles on the line. The inaugural match. It's my favorite team and yours, The Kingdom. Matt Taven, TK O'Ryan, and Vinny Marseglia. They're taking on Bully Ray and the Briscoes. Jay and Mark Briscoe goes 12 minutes, 8 seconds.
Before we even start, do you remember how to get to Matt Taven's house?
Down a back alley and up a hill and through a bush or some crap.
There's two houses there, one with a bush. That's Matt Taven's house.
Good Lord.
Oh, man.
But the match ends when Bully Ray and Mark Briscoe hit TK O'Ryan with the Doomsday device for the win. Uncle Dave gave this 3 1/4 stars. I gave it dose. It was fine. What say you?
I gave it 2. Thought it was okay. Yeah.
It was it was fine.
I will say though, towards the end, I was getting ready to hit the scroll button. I was going to say fast forward, but the way I watched it, I was getting ready to scroll through it a little bit. Like, oh, okay, it's over.
Yeah. It wasn't all that great. But Jay Briscoe looks pretty upset that Mark got the assist from Bully Ray instead of him. He blows off his partners and grabs a chair to throw it at TK O'Ryan's face before storming off. The one thing I'll always remember about TK O'Ryan, the only thing I remember about him, is they were in a match, and he does a springboard moonsault to the outside, and his shins cracked the guardrail, and he had to be wheeled out of there. I think he broke his shins.
How did AJ Styles not break his knees doing that nightly?
Yeah. Well, I know. Yeah, he came down just at the right spot. I'm like, that sucks. But on commentary, they talk about not being able to find Hangman Page. They even have a missing persons poster for him. We now go to
missing cowboy.
Have you seen this cowboy? Probably in your local bar, drinking a whiskey. We now go to a video of the Elite arriving at the venue early in the day. Matt Jackson laments that they can't find Hangman Page, and they collectively ask, "Where's Hangman?" This was stupid.
No.
But up next, it is Marty Scurll, whoop, whoop, taking on sexy Chuckie T. Those 12 minutes,
Lord.
7 seconds. It really
I can't
sucks.
stand this fool either way, but I'm like, I definitely can't stand you by yourself.
Yeah, right. It really sucks that Marty Scurll was such a damn creep, because I did really like him. In the end, referee Todd Sinclair gets in Chuckie T's way, allowing Marty Scurll to lock in the crossface chicken wing to win. Damn it, Todd, you ruin everything. Uncle Dave gave this 3.5 stars. I gave it 3. I dug it. What say you?
I gave it 3 as well.
It's pretty good. Like I said, I was
a Marty
Scurll fan.
Just forgot how over that fool was with people.
Right? And he ruined it all. You know, for people that don't know, he had to specify, look, it's legal to sleep with a 16-year-old in the UK, all right? Like, ugh. That was gross.
Let me make it clear, I'm not excusing it, but I guess technically what he did wasn't illegal?
Yeah. Well, this was during the time of the Me Too movement when, come to find out, damn near every British wrestler was a freaking creep.
Allegedly!
That was lovely. But anyway.
Well, Nick Aldis is a pretty good dude, I believe.
If you had that, like what he does, would you wander?
No, he's one life.
Yeah, pretty much.
Guy's living proof that, God does have favorites.
Yeah, look at him. He looks like that. He's got the British accent. Of course he'd get someone like Mickey James. Not fair, damn it.
I might question him and his character if he didn't.
Yeah, right. But up next, it is Punishment Martinez, who will never go anywhere or do anything. And he's taking on Switchblade Jay White in a Las Vegas street fight.
See previous statement.
Yeah. It is a insert city here street fight.
Yeah.
This goes 13 minutes, 46 seconds. Trash cans, chairs, and tacks are used. In the end, Martinez chokes. Oh, yeah. Martinez chokeslams White into the thumbtacks to win. Uncle Dave gave this 3 3/4 stars. I gave it trace. What say you?
Gave it 3 as well. Loved it.
Yeah, it was pretty
fun. I didn't think I'd ever say that, but it was fun.
Yeah. Well, I like both these guys. So Jay White looked like a baby here, though, man.
He has to be like 12 here, right?
You would think. And I forgot that thing where he used to dye the ends of his hair like blue. Because I noticed that in this match. I'm like, I forgot he did that crap. Punishment Martinez looks basically the same. He doesn't age. Speaking of him,
I believe he's like close to 40 now.
Yeah, he's no spring chicken. The one that makes me laugh, somebody posted this, Kyle from Apron Bump retweeted this and had a comment. Somebody said, the Judgment Day, or forming the Judgment Day, will go down as the greatest thing Edge has ever done in his career. And Kyle retweeted it, and he said, says somebody who has been watching wrestling for a whole year. Other people were like,
this might be the greatest thing he's ever done for anybody else.
Yeah, right. Somebody else was like, I guess he missed the whole, Attitude Era and Ruthless Aggression Era. Like, good
All
Lord.
the titles he won.
Yeah.
That's the greatest thing he's done.
Biggest feuds he's been in, like the huge feuds he's been in, the great matches he's been in, the storylines. Come on, man. Headlining. I'll say he's been a headliner at WrestleMania. I don't think he's ever technically main evented.
With one of the all-time greats.
Yeah.
He closed WrestleMania 24, so he did main event.
Yeah. Him and Taker. Then there was the match he had with match with Jericho. That one was pretty good. I think that one went on kind of early in the card though.
Yeah, it did.
And his the ladder match he had at WrestleMania 2000. I mean, come on, man.
SummerSlam 2000 now in the archives.
Yeah. His return at the Royal Rumble 20 is it 2020?
Yeah. It was right before COVID, so we're like, oh, thank God. We got that in there before that happened.
Yeah, right. And like, dude, I almost cried, bro. I think he did.
Oh, yeah, he was breaking down the way to the ring.
Yeah, right. I don't blame him. But commentary now, getting back to this. Commentary runs down what happened in the previous six-man title match and talks about whether or not Hangman will be there. My question, why are we getting 2 matches for the six-man tag titles on this show?
My question is, why do we have a six-man tag title?
Oh, well, for the Hung Bucks, Greg. God, how do you not know this?
Fast forward to 2023, we still have it because of the Bucks.
Yep, the Bucks and Kenny Olivier, old finger bang. But it is Bully Ray and the Briscoes, J. Mark Briscoe, defending against the Hung Bucks of Hangman Page, Matt and Nick Jackson. The Ring of Honor six-man tag titles on the line in 5 minutes, 6 seconds. So after the champions enter, the Young Bucks come out with the missing persons posters for Hangman. Finally, Hangman runs in from the crowd in street clothes with his wrists and mouth duct taped. Did they ever say, I didn't hear on commentary they say what the hell happened.
Nope. You're supposed to accept it.
Yeah, he just kind of shows up. But he beats up Bully and the Briscoes before moonsaulting on top of them outside of the ring and then ripping the tape off. In the end, Bully Ray asks Jay to get the tables. Jay brings in a table in the ring, stands it up, and then slams it into Bully's face.
In the face! In the face!
There we go. But Hangman then pins Bully for the pinfall win. Uncle Dave didn't rate this. I give it a 1.5 stars.
I gave it a star. This was terrible.
Why did they win the titles earlier just to lose them later?
2 switches, bro.
Is freaking stupid. And I guess, well, not to spoil a match for later in the night, but it's like, what, the Young Bucks would only agree to do the job if they were winning gold, if they won gold somewhere else in the night. Oh, look, we can't be titleless, all right? We have to have something. So you better book that 6-man tag title match tonight, or we're not dropping the belts, all right?
Now they actually run a company where they can probably do that if they really wanted to.
Yeah. Like they just, I don't even know, man. Like this is horrible. And it looks dumb when it's like they're in 2 matches. Like they drop one title, they pick up another title. Like, okay. But either way, Jay Briscoe leaves while Mark looks shocked and confused per usual. He goes to check on Bully and then asks.
Let's just look when he turns on a light switch.
He looks in the mirror. What? Yeah, I'm going to hell. Anyway, he goes to check on Bully and then asks Jay, why did you do this? Why? Up next.
He looks at him funny.
It is KUSHIDA defending the ROH World Television title against Kenny King, the Dick Dancer. This goes about 16.5 minutes. In the end, when KUSHIDA goes for a Hurricane Rana, Kenny reverses it into the Royal Flush to win.
I love that.
I like Colt Cabana. Royal Flush! Royal Flush! Good God. But Uncle Dave gave this 4 stars. I gave it 3.5. What say you?
I gave it 3, and I think this is the best match of the night so far.
So far, yes. It was damn good. I liked it. Kenny King.
I often forget how good Kenny King is when I watch a match.
Yeah, sometimes he's a little silly, and it's like, but other times he's really damn good. So, and Kushida is amazing. So every time I see Kushida on the card, I know that he's gonna do something awesome. But after the match, Kenny's daughter gets in the ring to celebrate with her dad, and Kushida congratulates Kenny King on his victory. And then we go to Silas Young taking on Jay Lethal, greatest first-generation wrestler of all time.
First is the last real man.
Exactly. It is a last man standing match. Goes just shy of 21 and a half minutes.
No, it's a last real man standing match.
There you go. When Lethal pulls the ring mats back on the outside, it's a wooden floor. I chuckled a little bit when Riccaboni says that Lethal exposed the hardwood.
Ian Riccaboner.
Good God. I know, I'm a child. Whatever.
I mean, I said it.
Yeah. But Young takes the ring announcer Bobby Cruz's belt. Lethal steals it from him and whips Young until his back welts. That looked sick, man. But partway through this one, the Beer City effing Bruiser comes limping his big ass out with a pony keg. Those words left my mouth.
You talking about his belly or an actual pony keg?
Yes.
Okay, just making sure.
Lethal had tried to injure the Bruiser's leg, so it's in a brace. Young says...
Lethal's the face, by the way.
Right. Well, that's because if people didn't see the build-up package, Silas Young and the Beer City Bruiser attacked him and beat the crap out of him and put him out of action for 3 months or some crap like that. But Young lays Lethal on a table outside of the ring. Bruiser dives on him, or towards him. Lethal moves, and Bruiser goes through the table. Lethal then hits a cutter to Silas through another table. Referee Todd Sinclair eats crap when Lethal gets kicked into him.
You know where he eats a lot more than crap.
He eats a lot of crap. You know where he got hit, Greg, when Lethal hit him?
In the face! In the face!
Got it in again. Anyway, but this busts Lethal open, but barely even hurts Sinclair. And he's got a head of steel. It was funny. He's flopping around like a damn fish. But Silas stops the count so that he can hit the lethal injection on Jay Lethal. But Jay gets up at 9. In the end, both men climb up a ladder outside of the ring. The ladder falls, and both men crash through a table. This leads to Silas standing up at 9, but Lethal cannot, so Silas Young wins. Uncle Dave and I both gave this 4 stars. What say you?
I gave it 3. I was shocked at the winner because I didn't know who was going to win in these matches going into it, which I was happy I didn't. It's a little more enjoyable, but
I was really thought it was Jay. Yeah,
I did too.
I'm like, no friggin' way. But it happened, man.
I forgot he was like Silas Young, pronouns pal. I forgot he was kind of a big deal in Ring of Honor. Now he just is a every 3-week jobber on Dynamite.
It's sad, man. He's so freaking good. By the way, what the hell happened to Silas Young?
That's what I'm talking about. Silas Young, yeah. He every 3 weeks on Dynamite, he's the jobber.
Oh, wait, really? I thought you
Pretty
were
much,
talking about Lethal.
I think he's still in there. I think he's still in Ring of Honor, but they always dust him off for this. He got squashed a couple weeks ago. I think he lost to Orange Cassidy. I think.
Oh, my God.
I think it was Orange Cassidy. It was definitely somebody that Cornette hated because he was crapping all over it.
Man, how the mighty have fallen, man. I mean, it's not like he was a tip-top guy, but he was in some pretty big feuds, and he was a pretty good wrestler.
Certainly looks like he fits the part, too.
Yeah, right. Looks like an actual real man. Like a grown-ass man.
He's just such an effing man, dude.
He is. The last real effing man.
Guarantee you he drives an El Camino, goes to the liquor store every morning to pick up a tall boy pack of smokes and a couple lotto scratchers.
Exactly. And then he completely ignores the fact that there's a line of people behind him while he sits there and scratches them off on the counter. I got to cash them in now, damn it, because I want to have enough to pay for my smokes.
He's that kind of shifty fella. You wait in the car till he leaves.
Yeah. Bag of Marlboro Red 100s. Back, make them 3. It's going to be a long day.
Good Lord.
Anyway, up next, it is the Young Bucks, Matt and Nick Jackson yet again, defending the ROH World Tag Team titles against the Motor City Machine Guns, Alex Shelley and Chris Sabin. One of my favorite teams of all time.
Current Impact World Champion, Alex Shelley, by the way.
And X Division Champion, Chris Sabin.
I keep forgetting that.
He's like a bazillion-time X Division Champion. But this goes just shy of 16 minutes. The referee takes a bump at one point so that Christopher Daniels and Kazarian can interfere. They eventually get taken out, but then come back to beat everyone up yet again. Both teams eventually work together to hit a double Indy taker on Daniels and Kazarian outside of the ring before going back. Indy taker. Yep. Before going back to fighting each other.
Did they call it that? Because I must have missed that. I feel like I would have wrote that down.
Yeah, that's the name of the move.
I must have missed it. All right.
Instead of the Undertaker, it's the Indy Taker. Get it? Because they hit tombstones. Anyway.
Clever.
Yeah, right? That's better than the Meltzer driver. But in the end, the Guns get Matt Jackson on their shoulders in a seated position. They basically hit a double one-winged angel to pin Nick Jackson and win Matt Jackson and win the tag titles. Uncle Dave gave this 4.25 stars. I actually gave it 4. I had a lot of fun with this match. What say you?
I did give it 4 as well. It was probably the highest rated Young Buck match I ever gave. But I'm going to cop out and say that Motor City Machine Guns are amazing. So
they definitely are. They put on their working boots for this one, man. It was a good match.
You know where they're from, by the way? Great. Detroit. And
crap-ass city. Yeah, BLEW. They blew all right. But after the match, the crowd chants, "Fight forever."
Of course they do.
Yeah. The Bucks grab more flips, Greg. Bucks grab the ROH tag titles and put them on the shoulders of the Machine Guns before leaving. And that takes us to our second to last break. On the other end of this is the main event. Get into right after this.
Follow the Main Event Marks at facebook.com/Main Event Marks Pod, on Twitter at Main Event _Marks, and on Instagram at Main Event _Marks and at Main Event Collector.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and good night. My name is Thomas, and what's your name?
I'm Alan. Yeah. We're brothers.
That's right.
Yeah. Same mother and father.
Your room was...
we shared the room.
Shared a room?
We shared the room.
Thought I knew your face.
Yeah, we go way back, mate. Yeah.
We should do a podcast then.
We have.
We do a podcast?
We do a podcast.
What's it called?
The Broadcast. Yeah, that was planned.
Yeah, well.
What do we do?
Well, we cover all different things in the world of pop culture. We're talking about comic books, we're talking about professional wrestling, and we're talking about movies. Go back and watch classic retro wrestling events, the likes of WWE, WCW, and if you do like that, you can check us out on Apple iTunes, also on Podbean, Anchor, and on Podknife. Also check us out on Twitter at The Broadcast. That's BROKAST. I nearly stuffed up the ending.
No, it's all right. Good on you.
Yeah. Instagram also at The Broadcast Podcast.
Remember, we don't spell it with a C. We spell it with a K.
Sorry, mate.
Take it easy.
Main Event Marks are available wherever you get podcasts and on YouTube. Find all of our links on our link tree at linktr.ee/Main Event Marks.
And we're back. Main event time. It is Cody. One name. With Brandy Rhodes.
We don't rehearse
that. He's defending the ROH World Heavyweight title against Minoru Suzuki, who I guess is the never openweight champion at this time.
And in case you didn't know it, they will tell you 27 times this match. This is his first time in America in like 50 years. Did you catch that? They never shut up about that.
Yeah, they mention it. They definitely mention it a handful of times. I was like, wow.
You didn't realize he's here and the match is happening, right? You can stop saying it now.
Yeah. For people that don't know what the never open weight title is, by the way, you can look it up on Wikipedia. So it's the New Japan belt, I'll say. So this goes at 12 and a half minutes. Cody enters between some Vegas showgirls and his wife, who's wearing a red, white, and blue unitard.
That's not weird.
Yeah. When the match starts and Cody demands that Suzuki kiss the ring of honor, Suzuki bites his hand. Cody was definitely less into match quality here, and he was more into the theatrics. In the end, Suzuki locks in a rear naked choke, but Cody turns it around and reverses it to hit a crossroads and win. Uncle Dave gave it 3.25 stars. I gave it 2.5. It was a very average main event. What say you?
Yeah, I gave it 2. I still don't understand the hype over Suzuki. I never will. Who, as of this recording, by the way, will be on Dynamite this week or tonight.
If you've seen his stuff in America, I totally understand that. I've seen a lot of his stuff in Japan. That's pretty good. I don't know. He's got to have the right dance partner. I don't understand what the hell was with Cody here. It was like he was still kind of doing the WWE over the top goofy heel kind of crap here. And I don't think he really settled into himself until by the time he hit AEW. Then it was like, oh yeah, I can be a good wrestler now. So I don't know. But either way, after the match, Cody celebrates over top of Suzuki on the mat and then leaves with Brandy. Suzuki eventually gets out of the ring and threatens Kerry Silken before leaving. This was quite the anticlimactic ending to the show. I was not impressed with it. But
the last man standing match was better than their world title main event.
Yeah, the tag title match was better than this main event.
A Young Bucks match was better than this.
Yep.
Yeah, those words left my mouth.
We're going to take our final break. When we come back, we're diving into the final ratings and telling you what's coming up in the future of the podcast.
Follow the Main Event Marks at facebook.com/Main Event Marks Pod, on Twitter at Main Event _Marks, and on Instagram at Main Event _Marks and at Main Event Collector.
What's up, everybody? I am the hardest part of the ring, the host of the Apron Bump podcast. Ugh. Another wrestling podcast. How many times can I listen to fans tell me who needs a push, who doesn't need a push, who brings Vince's coffee these days? Enough! The Apron Bump is about the journey. It's about nostalgia. It's about discovering new forms of wrestling to really tickle your pickle as a wrestling fan. The podcast brings you reviews of wrestling events all over the world, whether it's WWF, WWE, WCW, ECW. We even cover the golden eras of Ring of Honor, Progress, TNA, and more promotions in the future as well. New episodes every Wednesday. Bump Day, yeah? Go to apronbump.com or go to your favorite podcast platform or YouTube and subscribe today for the most diverse, fan-friendly wrestling podcast in the world. I'm Hard.
Event Marks are available wherever you get podcasts and on YouTube. Find all of our links on our link tree at linktr.ee/Main Event Marks.
And we're back. Final ratings time. CageMatch.net gives this 7.21 out of 10. I give it 7.5 out of 10 for a C+, maybe a B-. What say you?
C+.
It was a good
fine.
show, I thought. Yeah. It wasn't like WrestleMania quality or anything like that, but it was pretty damn good. I had fun with it. And I guess that's what counts, I guess, or, something like that. Either way, that does it for that one. We've got another Ring of Honor show coming up next month, but that's still a ways away. That's actually a year ahead of this one right here. But we're not done this week, man. We've got one more show to go. It's coming up this Friday on August 25th. It's NXT TakeOver Brooklyn 4.
That was fantastic.
I'm looking forward to rewatching it. I still haven't watched it back yet, but I remember that the main event was fantastic. Looking forward to watching it again. I mean, it's Gargano and Ciampa. It's got to be great. And then the main event of the month, I'll say. Our last show, August 30th, coming up next Wednesday, is WWE SummerSlam 2014. Have you watched that one back yet?
No. I must have stopped
Okay.
there. Okay.
Yeah, I haven't seen that show yet either, so I can't comment on whether or not it's good or not. So I don't know. Well, I guess we'll figure it out together. We're just kind of sticking in this month. These last few shows are a little bit more modern. This is more modern than you usually get from us. But we're diving back into the 90s by September. So our first 2 shows of the month will be late 90s and then early 90s. I think you'll enjoy them. But either way, man, that does it for us today. Thank you for joining me today, Greg.
Yep.
We will see you all this Friday with NXT TakeOver Brooklyn 4, our first ever NXT show we've ever done. And next Wednesday for WWE SummerSlam 2014.